Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanallah al-Azim.
In the early days of Islam, when the call to faith was still echoing through the streets of Medina, a moment came that would define the difference between those who strive and those who sit back, to prove with one's life what the tongue had already declared, that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was preparing his companions for one of the greatest turning points in history, the Battle of Badr. Men sharpened their swords, tightened their armor, and whispered prayers under their breath. They were few, barely over 300, facing a powerful army, 3 times their number, but their faith was greater than mountains. Every believer wanted to be part of this mission, to stand with the messenger of Allah against the disbelievers, who had oppressed them for years. In another corner of Medina, 2 believers sat in silence, their faces marked with pain, not of fear, but of longing. One was Abdullah ibn Maktum, the blind companion who used to call the adhan. The other was Abdullah ibn Jahsh, a companion unable to fight due to his condition. They could hear the sound of horses being saddled, the footsteps of their brothers preparing for Badr. They could hear the Prophet speaking to the men, encouraging them, reminding them of Jannah that awaited the brave. Tears filled their eyes. They wanted to be there. They wanted to stand beside the Prophet. But how could they? They were blind. They were disabled. Their bodies could not carry what their hearts were ready for. They went to the Prophet and said, "O Messenger of Allah, we are blind. Is there an exemption for us?" Their hearts burned with the desire to join the battle, not for glory, not for fame, but for Allah. Yet their bodies held them back. Then, at that moment, Allah revealed a verse that would honor every sincere heart that wanted to strive in His cause. Not equal are those of the believers who sit at home, except those who are disabled and those who strive hard, and those who fight in the cause of Allah, with their wealth and their lives. Allah has preferred those who strive hard and fight, above those who sit at home by a huge reward. Surah An-Nisa 4-95. The message was clear. Allah sees the difference. He sees the heart that moves and the heart that refuses. He sees the body that struggles in His path and the one that stays behind by choice. And He, in His mercy, separated the 2 kinds of those who sit, those who could not, and those who would not. For the disabled, Allah excused them, and still raised their rank, because their hearts were striving even when their bodies could not. But for the able, those who had health, strength, and time, yet chose comfort over sacrifice, Allah said clearly, "Not equal are they." This message wasn't just for the battlefield. It was for every era, for you, for me, because striving in the cause of Allah doesn't only mean carrying a sword. It means carrying responsibility, to fight against laziness when Fajr calls, to resist temptation when no one is watching, to give charity when your own wallet feels light, to speak truth when everyone else stays silent. That is also jihad. That is also striving in the path of Allah. And every time we choose effort over ease, faith over fear, sacrifice over comfort, we become part of that verse. We become among those whom Allah has preferred, with a reward, a tremendous reward. So ask yourself, when Allah calls to prayer, to charity, to kindness, to patience, do you rise or do you sit? Because not all who sit are equal, and not all who strive carry a sword. Some fight with their faith, some fight with their tears, and some fight just to stand firm in a world pulling them away from Allah. O Allah, make us among those who strive for you with our hearts, our wealth, and our time. Forgive us for the moments we were lazy, distracted, or afraid. Grant us the reward of those who fought for your cause, even if our bodies cannot, for you see what lies in our hearts. Write us among those who you said are preferred, those who move when you call, those who sacrifice for your sake, those whose love for you is greater than their love for this world. Make us of the sincere, the grateful, and the steadfast. And when our striving ends, let us meet you among those you are pleased with, in gardens beneath which rivers flow. Ameen. Stay tuned for more Hadith reminders.